Okay, after about a 3/4 of a mile highway driving, there's my pressures. They came up a little bit as a result of the heating that happens when you're under pressure. I'm going to go ahead and air up, and I've got a new air system I want to show you. One thing that's cool about this 4xe is so now I'm back in 4-wheel drive, so of course the electric's running because I had an e-save mode to preserve battery for the off-road stuff I was doing. But so the engine's not running. But when you run a compressor, you got to have the engine running. You see that? Hear that? It started. It knows you're opening the hood, and so it started. I think that's pretty cool because it knows you need to. You're going to do something on purpose, so you probably need the engine running. Talk a little bit loud. This new compressor is from Thor's Lightning. It's a dual compressor, 10 I think cubic foot per minute. So it's like 5 times faster than my Via Air. So my Via Air would work okay on my 33s. On my 4Runner, doing one at a time, it'd take me about 20 minutes to air up. First time I used my Via Air on these 37s, it was probably about 20 minutes per tire, and it was pretty obvious that it was overheating. Now I bought the compressor, used it on my Jeep, and holy cow, it was fast. But they didn't have any of these air up systems. I was able to find one at the last event that I went to in Buena Vista. They had some, so I bought it. So this is not a paid endorsement. I bought this with my own money. What's cool about the system is set right now, you don't see the compressor, right? Well, this is just the air up system. So if you didn't have the air down feature like I do on my tires, this is what you can do to air down your tires. And what's cool is they will air down. You just open this, you hook them up, you turn this on. Now what this tells me is across all 4 tires are averaging 15.2. My PPS was probably showing 17, 18, right? So what's really cool is you can air down. Just open this valve and it's airing down, and then just stop it, let it stabilize for about 10-15 seconds, and it'll equalize the pressure across all the tires. So that's pretty cool. No more chasing around and accidentally underinflating one. So now they're all sitting at 15 on this. So we'll see how fast it takes to actually air it up. I'm going to put it up to about, say, highway gravel. Normally these big tires you only put about 30 in them. I'll probably do about 32 and see how that works. Let me get the compressor and I'll show you what it looks like. You get their base model compressor, which is the only one that was available to me at the time. This is the hose setup that you get with it, just a single point fill up. You have to turn the compressor off to check your pressures. Now they've got one that has a digital readout on it, and you can set the pressure you want, and you can walk away and it'll fill up. Turn it when it gets the pressure, it'll turn itself off. It'll wait for all the pressures to equalize, and then it'll finish topping it off. So it's pretty cool. If I had to do it over again, I would have waited and got the digital one, but I didn't know they were coming out with that. The bag that the hoses come in is really nice, very durable. The bag that the compressor comes in is really pretty inadequate. I only had this up in my recovery box for a week. I took it out and has quite a bit of damage to it. It's pretty flimsy. That would be my one big complaint about that. About this so far is just that bag. Quick complaint is with the 3.5-inch lift, that power cable is not quite long enough, really. But in their defense, and the defense of their bag, they've got a box system that goes in the back, left or right side, because I've got a subwoofer with the 4xe. It's got to be on the left side, and you get the power cable and you hook it to the battery. So it's mounted in the back, just behind the left rear passenger seat, and that little alcove, and so it just sits there. So you don't need the case, you don't need the long cable here. So anyway, let's get this started. So we're starting here at 14.7, 14.8 is where it's stabilized at. So we'll get it running and run a timer. so to check the pressure, you never want to close it off. That's going to hurt your compressor. I've seen people go ahead and flip that lever there just to check it real fast. You see it's 18. That's not a good thing to do. Excuse me. Some Rome cases with the Rome mount, so I can see those are not, so they can come off, so they're not permanently mounted. And I got a Overland Vehicle Systems OBS 270 awning. Didn't have to use it last night. It was a beautiful night. If I had, I would have taken an extra hour in camp to try to get the water off of it from all the dew last night. And tires visually are looking pretty good. So sitting at 34, let's say there's about 29, let's give it just a little bit more. This is the little town of Jefferson. Kenosha Pass is right up there. The Colorado Trail comes down that direction through that beautiful grove of aspens. It's one of the favorite places for people out of Denver to come up in the fall and hike. You can hardly find a parking spot along the road to do that. And it crosses the road and it heads up this way, up over Georgia Pass, down into Breckenridge eventually. I've hiked that section of trail. It's really nice. Alright, so 736-ish, so we'll give us another PSI or so and we'll check it. We'll let it stabilize and it'll hit. Probably the TPS inside won't give me a good reading for a little while because it tends to want to have to be in motion first before it gives you an updated reading. Alright, it's bouncing on 37, let's check it. Alright, 33, it's going to be about 15 seconds. Let me just, I'm going to end the video here and go check my timer. Okay, it's 5 minutes and 44 seconds. It looks like it's stabilizing pretty good here. That's right around 32 and a half. I'll lose a little bit when I start disconnecting stuff. That's okay. And then we'll see what the TPS says on the inside once we get going down the road, see if they're pretty equal or not. Anyway, all 4 tires in 5 minutes and 44 seconds, and that was with stopping it to check the pressure, what, 3, 4, 5 times? Yeah, so let's just say, it's once you get it figured out what that gauge needs to say is it's going up. 5 minutes, all 4 37-inch tires. That's incredible. So big thumbs up for me on this. We'll see how the durability is on it. It's got a 2-year warranty, and see how it continues to perform. Okay, one thing I do want to show you. So after I disconnected everything, of course you got to turn it off before you start doing that or you lose air. So I turned it off, disconnected everything. These things are blazing hot, by the way. You notice there's still pressure in there. So what's going to do is that's not going to turn off automatically. It's going to drain your batteries because it's a closed system. So once you get everything disconnected, just open this up and let that pressure out so it goes to 0. Just leave it open, and then it'll turn itself off automatically. Okay? That way you can save your batteries for later. And it takes 2 AAAs. So it looks like my TPS is not too bad there. It's probably, so that did a pretty good job of equalizing. One's a little bit high, but that could be the sensor too. But remember, I went to 32 and a half, so that's pretty darn close to what the TPS wants to see. Now it tells me that I really need to inflate to 37 because that's what it's programmed at. I haven't put any kind of a chip thing in this to adjust that. I asked Jeep if they would, and they refused. They did recalibrate my speedometer for my bigger tires, but they would not recalibrate the this TPS warning, so go off. Now what happens is eventually, as I'm driving today, one of those tires is going to get up to 37. They might all, because of road heat, and it'll reset it, and then it doesn't seem to trigger it until it kind of goes down to about, kind of below 30. So it'll eventually, that warning light will eventually go off.